Hi guys, I am back making round 2 of tonight's dinner. So what I got here is butternut squash, and I'm going to be moving this camera around so you can see. So I've got butternut squash, tortillas, corn, peppers, cheese, organic unsalted butter. Remember I was saying that Brian and I both have high blood pressure, so we try to do everything we can to alleviate that as much as possible. And one control we have is making our own food. So now I've got my pan here, which I'm going to move aside for now. And I've got my handy dandy scissors. I love these things. Can't misplace those. Okay, so here's my butternut squash. It's all cooled. I had it in the microwave for like 24 minutes. So just to get it really soft, and I can remove the seeds and the pulp out of here. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take out my spoon here, take out the seeds, and I'm just going to put it in my bowl over here and discard this later. And so here we go. Okay. Hey, Brian. Okay. So I've got one cleared out just like this. Ooh, look at that. It looks so pretty. I love fall colors. It's just everything about fall is so nice. The weather's cooler. It's just amazing. So here, I've got all these seeds, and just discard that. And I just do away with that. Sorry. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take all the pulp out of here, or all the meat of this squash, and stick it in this bowl. So once you get this going, it's so easy. And I mean, there's a few steps, but if you plan well, I mean, it's a good thing. Like earlier today, I'm like, we got to have something that goes with the Brussels sprouts. So this is a nice vegetarian dish. You could add meat to it if you wanted. I never have. But because we have turkey bacon and Brussels sprouts, I'm not too worried about having a lot of meat. But some people do. I suppose like you could do maybe a ground turkey, ground beef with this, or even bacon if you wanted to. So this one is just about done here. I'm scraping it clean because you know what? I don't like to waste anything, especially butternut squash. Anyway, it's like my favorite thing. So this one's done. Toss that away. Now we're working on the second one. Get all this in there. It ranges from like a dark orange to a light orange. It's very pretty. It's so rich too. It's just, So what I use with this, we're almost done with this part. I just make sure I scrape it nice and clean, and where I just have the skin left, and then I can do away with the skin and just move on. Okay, just scraping it. Okay, done with this, going in the trash. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's all pulped up, right? I'm going to get a fork and I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to grab me a nice sturdy fork. voila, fork. So I'm just mushing it down like so, like this, mushing it around. So this is just getting the big clumps out, kind of mixing up the soft with a little bits of hard, and you just kind of go around the bowl and, you know, just making sure it's evenly mixed, you know, soft. Getting all the clumps out. So you can just stir it with your fork like this. And again, I'm just doing the same thing. Okay, so we got that. Now, in our pan, I'm going to take 3 tablespoons of this organic unsalted butter. I'm going to take this and put it in our pan to get nice and hot, and I will take you with me. Okay. Okay. So, this is our pan right here. Oops, lost you. Lost you for a minute. Okay, so this is the pan, my favorite pan, again. Turn the heat on. And I'm going to put my butter in there. And it's going to melt, do its thing. Okay, and then I have marinated peppers. And I have a can of corn. Now, we just came back from Costco. I tried to buy frozen corn. They didn't have any frozen corn. All they had was
canned corn.
okay, so all they had was canned corn.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm just checking on you.
And so we couldn't
Great chef.
I wanted to do frozen corn like I said, but they didn't have any. They had canned corn, which is fine for this dish because it's going to be in with the corn is going to be in with the butternut squash, and the corn is really just to add a little bit of sweetness and a crunch to it. So I'm going to drain and rinse this corn just because I don't want no sodium in there. Like I said, Brian and I both have high blood pressure, and we try to cut down on the sodium. So that's what I'm going to do now, is just give it a quick drain. And then I fill it up with water and drain again. Okay, so I have my corn, and it's rinsed and drained and rinsed twice. Okay, I did this twice just so when I put it in here, you can hear that great sizzle, sizzle. Okay, my peppers. Now these are sweet marinated peppers, and I love using these because, for one, it's a big time saver. I mean, I usually, what you can do is dice up a red bell pepper and marinate it and saute it in the butter, but I like to just add it all in because it's already soft and it has all the sweetness to it already, so there's no time waiting for your peppers to get soft. These are already soft, they're already flavorful, and there's already a clove of garlic in there that flavors these peppers, and you want the garlic in there, and then you can mush it around and get it incorporated into the whole mixture, so it's really nice. So all this is so far is organic butter, corn that's been drained and rinsed, and now I'm going to put in my peppers. Putting it in with the juices, because the juices just make it all the more sweeter. Just makes it really yummy. So toss this. Okay, so here we go. This is what it looks like. So, looks good, right? There's our little garlic clove right there. So when it gets nice and soft, I'll mush it around. Okay. All right. So I'll show you this way too so you can see. You can see it a whole lot better. So right now we've got the sweet liquid and we've got, that's all that is just the juices from the sweet peppers. Because I drained the other water and it's a little bit of butter as well. So I'm going to let this come to a boil. And once this comes to a boil, we're going to work on our sauce. So again, I'm going to take you with me. Okay, so here's our butternut squash. Right, here it is. Here's our tortillas and cheese. So our sauce is really simple. It's really simple because it's ketchup. Any old ketchup that you want to use, organic, whatever. And then you add your own chili powder and you add, you know, some water and you just mix it up and you have your chili sauce. Really convenient, really. That's my tip. I'm like, chili sauce is really easy to make because all the ingredients in the ketchup, the vinegar, the sugar, the tomato, it's already done for you. So you just have to add a couple more ingredients, water and chili powder. Of course, you choose the chili powder that you want. I do a mild chili pepper. I don't do like cayenne or anything that creates a lot of heat because my kiddos will not touch it. So, okay, so I already did this earlier. And what I did is I added about 1/4 cup of water to 1/2 cup of water. And I added about 2 tablespoons of my chili powder that I like. It's a dark chili powder. It's not a cayenne that's real bright and hot. No. And then I mix it up really, really, really good. Right? And it's ready to go. So I've got my sauce made, ready to go. Now I'm just going to clear the path and we're going to stick our tortillas. I got already bought corn tortillas. Look at that. Love my scissors. I'm going to stick these in the microwave for just 1 minute. You know, you've been working with tortillas, you know that they are so flimsy and they break really easily unless you heat them up. So those are heating up. Then we can start forming our enchiladas. And I've got our cheese. So I'm going to open this. So I was trying to think of a good tip I could give you guys, because last time I gave you a tip of cleaning the sponge, your kitchen sponge, by microwaving it for 30 seconds to a minute. Now I want to give you another tip. I just thought of one. So anyway, my extra tip is to have some tape in your kitchen. And it's not just for Christmas wrapping or wrapping presents. So anytime you have a package like this, and yes, it closes, this one zip locks on the front right here, but sometimes it doesn't lock in really securely. So what I like to do is I fold it over, especially if you want to get the air out, you fold it over and you stick a piece of tape. A lot of, like, these packages came with some tape. Sometimes they do. But if they don't, just have tape around and you can just fold it over yourself and stick a piece of tape right here. And when you get it out of the fridge, it's good to go and it's not all dried out and gross. There's my tip for this episode. Okay, so my tortillas are done. Woo, they're a little hot. Hot, mama. And I've got my pan right here. And I'm using my little oven. I have a little oven, and I love this thing because it air fries. Here's my little tape I was talking about. There it is. So it air fries, it bakes, it toasts bread. I just love this little oven. Anyway. So anyway, I'm going to start on making our enchiladas, butternut squash. So it's actually butternut squash and corn enchiladas. The peppers are in there too, but the corn really sets it off with a little bit of sweetness and crunch, and it also complements the corn tortillas right here. So, and I have my little handy dander scooper. So anyway, let me spray this. I'm going to spray this with some olive oil. So I got my olive oil. I'm just going to spray this generously, just like that. And now I'm going to go get our corn, because our corn and peppers is really sounding good over there, and I think they're ready to go. So oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, so we boiled some of the water out of there. We don't want a whole lot of fluid, but we want some. We want all the sweetness. Look at that. Corn and peppers. Okay. So turning that off, and I'm just going to pour this in our bowl over here. Taking you with me.